Now let's take a look at using the REST API with JavaScript. So we're back in our SharePoint 2013 app project. I've added in a button. I've added in the code to attach the click event handler, and then I've added in the shell for the method that's going to handle the call. All right, so we're going to use jQuery to call our service. So create a jQuery object here. And the method I want to call on this is the Ajax method. So the parameter we're going to pass in here is a JavaScript object representing the parameters for the call. And the first one is the URL. We need to get the URL for the current site and then add the query to it. So to get the URL for the current site, we're going to use the _sp page context info object. You notice that's not showing up on my IntelliSense, so I'm just going to copy and paste in here. So it's the sp page context info, and the property on that is the web absolute URL. And then we're going to add to that /API/web. All right, so there's the URL, and then this is the default value, but we're going to say that the type of request we're going to make is a GET request. And the data type we'll be working with is JSON. And then finally, as we saw in our manage example, we need to pass in the header, the accept header, to say that we want the JSON returned. So that is going to be a JavaScript object as well. And its accept property is going to be equal to application/JSON OData is equal to verbose. Now you see lots of examples where I then come in and add a success callback and an error callback here. I'm going to use a different pattern. I'm going to use the jQuery promise. So this call returns a promise. So I'll store that in a variable called call. And then once we have the promise, we need to indicate what to do when the call completes or if the call fails. So the syntax for the code looks like this. I've already added the code for if the call fails, so now let's implement the code when the call succeeds. So we're going to get in the data object another object called D, just like before, and then that's going to have our title, which we want. And just like before, we're going to write that out into our message. So let me just come up here and grab this code, come down here and paste it in here. And now instead of writing out mylist.length, we want to write out data.d.title. And with that done, we should now be able to hit F5 and then click our REST button. Oh, the HTTP header accept is missing. Okay, let's come back to our project here. Header. Oh, this should be headers, not header. And now let's hit F5 again. And click the REST button, and there we go. There's the title of our SharePoint site.